Good morning, students. Today I am starting a new chapter, vector algebra. Say vector algebra. Start with the topic, first topic, addition of vectors. Addition of vectors. So first let us define what is a vector and what is a scalar. See, physical quantities are of two types, scalars and vectors. Scalars are those physical quantities which have only magnitude and no direction at all. For example, length, mass, volume, temperature, density, etc. are called scalars because they have only magnitude and no direction. But whereas vectors are those physical quantities which have both magnitude and direction. For example, displacement, it is a vector. Velocity is a vector. Acceleration is a vector. Force is a vector. Like that, momentum is a vector. So, these are vectors because they have not only magnitude but direction also. Then the next question is how to represent a vector. So, a vector is represented by a directed line segment. Line segment means, you take any 2 points in the plane or in space, join them by means of a straight line. That is called line segment, and it has got two endpoints, A and B are two endpoints of the line segment. But here we are saying directed line segment. That means we have to put an arrow mark to indicate the direction. So we can put the arrow from A to B or from B to A. So one of the directions we have to choose. So this line segment will represent a vector. So a vector has two quantities, is it not? Magnitude and direction. Magnitude is represented by the length of the line segment AB. It is indicated like this. AB bar is a vector, mod AB bar. Mod AB bar means magnitude of the vector AB bar. AB bar is represented by small a bar. So mod of a bar, that is magnitude of a bar, is nothing but the distance between the 2 points A and B. So if the distance between A and B is more, the magnitude is more. If it is less, then the magnitude is less. So the length of the line segment will indicate the magnitude. And the direction is indicated by on the line segment. The arrow indicates the direction. So a vector quantity can be represented by a directed line segment, length of the line segment indicating the magnitude and the arrow mark indicating the direction. Okay, let us go to the next page. So for the vector AB bar, from A to B we have put arrow mark, is it not in the previous? So I have drawn the diagram like this. I have put the arrow mark like this. AB bar vector. So then A is called the initial point and B is called the terminal point of the vector AB bar. Suppose if I reverse the direction, then the vector will be BA bar and B will be initial point and A will be terminal point. Okay. For AB bar, A is initial point, B is called the terminal point. The line AB means you produce both ways by means of a straight line, this side and that side. So then that is the line AB indicated by two arrows here. Is it not? The line AB is called the support of the vector AB bar. Support, that is the term used here. The line AB is called the support of the vector AB bar. Okay. Now let us see the types of vectors. Number 1, position vector. Suppose we choose any fixed point in space and call it origin. Suppose Y is any fixed point in space and P is any other point. Then the vector OP bar. Where Y is the initial point and P is the terminal point. This vector OP bar is called the position vector of the point P. It is called the position vector of the point P with respect to the fixed origin O. So position vector of points. So origin can be joined to any point. Another point Q is there. Then OQ bar is its position vector. Another point R is there in space. Then the vector OR bar is the position vector of the point R. Now let us come to the next one, unit vector. A vector whose magnitude is unity. Unity means 1 unit. A vector whose magnitude is 1 unit is called a unit vector. Okay. The unit vector in the direction of vector A bar. Suppose A bar is any vector. Like this. Suppose here A bar is any vector. Then in the direction of AB bar. So A bar may have a magnitude of 6 units. Suppose A bar's magnitude is 6 units. Then in the direction of A bar, if you take a unit vector, that means if you divide this length by 6 and take only 1 unit, then you will get a unit vector in the direction of A bar. That is indicated by the symbol A cap. We read it as A cap. The unit vector in the direction of A bar is denoted by the symbol A cap. A we write and on the top of it we will put a cap like symbol. So A cap we read it. Similarly in the direction of B bar, suppose B bar is another vector in a different direction like this, then B cap is the unit vector along the direction of B bar. So cap we have to put. Next, null vector or zero vector. A vector whose magnitude is 0, length is 0. A vector whose magnitude is 0 is called null vector and it is also called zero vector. So regarding null vector we have to discuss some more points. Let us go to the next page. So null vector is generally represented by 0 bar. We read it as 0 bar. We write O 0 and on the top of it we put an arrow mark. So null vector means we call it 0 bar. For example, AA bar. See, for AA bar initial point is A, terminal point is A. Then what is the length from A to A? 0. So AA bar, BB bar, CC bar, where the initial point and terminal points are same, are nothing but null vectors only, because their initial points and terminal points coincide and hence the magnitude is 0. Magnitude is the distance between the initial point and terminal point. It is 0. Therefore, all these vectors AA bar, BB bar, CC bar represent only null vectors. A null vector, this is an important point. A null vector has neither a specific direction nor a specific support. Is it not? Suppose two different points are there, joining them you will get a direction. But here if the 2 points are same, which is the direction? Direction of the vector, 2 points are same. Therefore, a null vector has no specific direction. Every direction is its direction. No specific direction. Nor the specific support. Support means what? Suppose AB bar is a vector, then the line producing both sides up to infinity will get a line. That line is called the support of the vector AB bar. But here for null vector, both A and B are coinciding. So which direction you will extend is the line length. So any direction you can extend. So therefore there is no specific support. Every line is a support for the 0 vector, and every direction is a direction for the 0 vector. It has no specific direction, no specific support. Now next, the question of equal vectors. See, this is important. Two vectors A bar, B bar are said to be equal and written as A bar is equal to B bar if they have the same magnitude and same direction. Is it not? Vector has both magnitude and direction. For two vectors to be equal, their magnitudes should be equal, their directions also should be equal, regardless of, this is important, very, very important, regardless of the positions of their initial points. Wherever their initial points may be, that does not matter. But only their length should be equal, their direction should be equal. For example, in this diagram, please refer to the diagram. AB bar is a vector represented by small a bar. A is the initial point and B is the terminal point. CD bar is another vector. It is represented by small b bar. C is the initial point and D is the terminal point. And suppose these supports are parallel. Support means the line on which the vector is there. This line and this line are parallel. And also arrows are going in the same direction. Same direction, not in the opposite direction like this. Okay, do you agree? Same direction, arrows are in the same direction. And suppose the length AB is also equal to the length CD. Then these two vectors are equal. If the line, that is what I have written, if the line AB and line CD are parallel, line means the supports are parallel, the length AB is equal to length CD, and also the arrows are in the same direction, then A bar is equal to B bar, irrespective of the initial points. Initial points are not same. Initial point of the small a bar is A. Initial point of small b bar is C. And they are different points in space. They are different points in space. Even though the initial points are different, we say that the two vectors are equal. So this is called, this is very, very important concept, and this is called the concept of free vectors. Concept of free vectors. That means a vector can be shifted in space to any position parallel to its direction. So that is what I am writing on the next page. Sorry. Free vector concept, go back. Free vector concept. Free vector concept is important. That means what? A vector, suppose this is the vector A bar, AB bar. This AB bar, keeping the length same, direction same, you can shift it to any place. For example, I can choose a point, a different point here, P, as initial point. Now I draw a line parallel to this AB and also same length. So that means length PQ is equal to length AB, and the line AB and line PQ are parallel. So arrow is upward here. So here also I'll keep upward arrow. Then we say that AB bar is equal to PQ bar. The two vectors are equal. So initial point is not important. Only the magnitude and direction are important. That is what is called free vector concept. Next, collinear vectors. Fifth point, collinear vectors, like and unlike vectors. See, definition. Two or more vectors are said to be collinear if they have parallel, if they are parallel to the same line, irrespective of their magnitudes and direction. Such vectors have the same support or parallel support. So here in vectors, there is no difference between collinear vectors and parallel vectors. Collinear vectors and parallel vectors both mean the same thing. Collinear vectors, parallel vectors, both mean the same thing. Here I have explained. Suppose take two parallel lines. So this line and this line are parallel. On the above parallel line, I have taken 2 points A and B. Okay, I have taken 2 points A and B and I have put an arrow mark. So small a bar is equal to AB bar. So that is what I have written here. Small a bar is equal to AB bar. I have taken another 2 points C and D on the same line, and CD bar, I have put an arrow mark in between. So CD bar is equal to suppose B bar. Okay. And next, on the other line, on the line below, okay, I have taken 2 points P here, Q here, and I have put an arrow mark in the opposite direction like this. And I am calling it C bar. That means C bar is equal to PQ bar. P is the initial point, Q is the terminal point because the arrow is in this direction. Now we say that the three vectors A bar, B bar, C bar are collinear vectors. Generally, in geometry, if they are in the same line, then only we call it collinear, is it not? Suppose 3 points are collinear means they are in the same line. 4 points are collinear, they are in the same line. Here vector A bar, okay, AB bar and CD bar are on the same line, the above line. Therefore, you agree that they are collinear vectors, irrespective of their magnitude and direction. AB bar length is more, CD bar length is very small. Okay. AB bar is having more magnitude, CD bar is having less magnitude. Magnitudes are not important here. They are on the same line only, therefore they are collinear vectors. Not only that, A bar and C bar are also collinear, we say. A bar means AB bar, C bar means PQ bar. They are also collinear. They are not in the same line, they are in parallel lines. They are on parallel lines, they are not in the same line. But even then, we call them collinear vectors. Why? Why? Because of the free vector concept. The vector A bar can be shifted parallel to its position, is it not? The vector AB bar need not be here. Its initial point we can take on this line and draw some line which is equal in length to AB and call it A bar, small a bar. Then A bar and C bar become collinear, is it not? So because of the free vector concept, a vector can be shifted parallel to its position. Therefore, even parallel vectors like A bar and C bar are also called collinear vectors because of the free vector concept. And remember that here in collinear vectors there are two types. In collinear vectors there are two types, like vectors and unlike vectors. Here A bar and B bar are like vectors because arrow from left to right for A bar, B bar also arrow from left to right. They have the same direction. Therefore, they are like vectors. Whereas A bar and C bar are unlike vectors because A bar is from left to right, C bar is from right to left. Just opposite direction. Just opposite direction. Then they are called unlike vectors. So in collinear vectors, two collinear vectors may be like vectors or unlike vectors. A bar and B bar are called like vectors since they have the same direction. A bar and C bar are called unlike vectors since they have the opposite direction. Okay. So collinear vectors like and unlike, there is no difference between collinear vectors and parallel vectors because of the free vector concept of shifting a vector parallel to its position. Okay. Let us see the next point. Negative of a vector. This is very simple. Suppose small a bar is equal to AB bar. A is the initial point, B is the terminal point, small a bar is equal to AB bar. Now I want minus a bar. Minus a bar is nothing but just changing the arrow, that's all. Arrow left to right, is it not, for AB bar. Now change the arrow from right to left. That means BA bar. Minus a bar is nothing but BA bar, because B becomes the initial point and A becomes the terminal point, and the arrow is in this direction. Okay. So negative of a vector indicated by minus a bar. If a bar is a vector, then negative of the vector is minus a bar. It is nothing but BA bar. For AB bar, BA bar. For PQ bar, QP bar. That is just the negative of a vector. Next, seventh point, co-initial vectors. Two or more vectors having the same initial point are called co-initial vectors. See the diagram. OA bar, OA bar, small a bar, OB bar, small b bar, OC bar, small c bar, OD bar, small d bar. These are all having the same initial point O, but terminal points are different, is it not? So these vectors are called co-initial vectors because they have the same initial point. And a very important note here is, any number of vectors, that means all vectors in space, can be made co-initial. Can be made co-initial by shifting parallel to their positions using the concept of free vectors. Suppose one vector is here, another vector is here, another vector is somewhere here. So for this is AB bar, that is CD bar, this is EF bar. Okay, these vectors are not co-initial because they have different initial points. A is initial point here, for that C is the initial point, for this E is the initial point. So they are not called co-initial vectors. But because of the free vector concept, we can select some point O here and shift to AB parallel to its position. Shift to AB parallel to its position, draw it here. Suppose this is A bar. Same A bar can be drawn here having the initial point A. Similarly, CD, that is suppose B bar. So its initial point taking at B, you can draw another vector, B bar. So this is C bar, suppose EF bar. So take the initial point and drop a line parallel to EF having the same length as EF. Then it represents C bar. So because of the free vector concept, vectors can be shifted parallel to their initial positions. So we can make all their initial points same. That means all vectors are co-initial. They can be made co-initial. Okay. So any number of vectors can be made co-initial by using the concept of free vectors. Okay, next point. Coplanar vectors. Vectors whose supports are in the same plane or parallel to the same plane are called coplanar vectors. Vectors which are not coplanar are called non-coplanar vectors. Okay. Here, in the previous point we have shown that any number of vectors can be made co-initial. Suppose you take three vectors, A bar, B bar, C bar. So all their initial points can be taken at some point P. P is the common initial point. So PA bar represents A bar, PB bar represents B bar, PC bar represents C bar. So any number of vectors can be made co-initial. We can make the initial point same. Now these three vectors may be coplanar or may not be coplanar. If they lie in the same plane, then we call that they are coplanar. If they are not in the same plane, then we say that they are not coplanar. Okay. So here, suppose if you take two vectors, here second point, if you see, any two vectors are always coplanar. Two vectors if you take, they will always lie in a plane, because suppose A bar and B bar only let us take. They will lie in a plane, because A bar means PA bar, B bar means PB bar. If the points PAB, is it not? PA bar is A bar, PB bar is B bar. So, if the points PAB, these 3 points, if they are in a plane, then the vectors small a bar, small b bar will be in the same plane, is it not? But you know that any 3 points will lie in a plane, because any 3 points will form a triangle. A triangle is a plane figure, it will lie in a plane. Therefore, any two vectors will be always coplanar. But if you take another vector C bar, that may lie in the same plane or may not lie in the same plane, it may go out of the plane. So, for 3 vectors A bar, B bar, C bar to be coplanar, the condition is the points P, A, B and C also. Because for the vector C bar, P is the initial point, C is the terminal point. If the 4 points P, A, B, C are in the same plane, then the 3 vectors A bar, B bar, C bar are coplanar. 4 points may be in a plane, may not be in a plane, is it not? 4 points need not be in a plane. So they may form a tetrahedron, is it not? This point may be out of the plane. So if the 4 points are in the same plane, then they are coplanar, otherwise non-coplanar. See, that is what I have written. Any two vectors are coplanar because the 3 points PAB always lie in a plane. Here, first point, the vectors PA bar, PB bar, PC bar means how many points? P common initial point, A, B, C, 3 different points. Total 4 points. If they lie in the same plane, then the 4 points are coplanar, otherwise they are not coplanar. See, 3 or more vectors, last point, 3 or more vectors may be coplanar or not coplanar. So remember this point, any 2 vectors are always coplanar, they will lie in a plane. But if you take more vectors, like 3 vectors or 4 vectors or 5 vectors or more vectors, then they may be coplanar, may not be coplanar. But 2 vectors are always coplanar. Okay. Let us see the next point. Sum, addition of 2 vectors. So here we are defining addition of vectors by using 2 laws. One is the triangle law of addition of vectors and the second one is parallelogram law. Triangle law of addition. Okay, first one, A. Suppose small a bar is this AB bar. Small b bar is PQ bar. They are indicated by blue and green colors. Okay. Small a bar is AB bar, small b bar is PQ bar. Now I want the vector A bar plus B bar. I want to add these 2 vectors. What I have to do is, first vector don't change it. A bar is the first vector, don't change it. At the terminal point, so first vector I have not changed, this is AB bar. At the terminal point of the first vector, that is at the point B, that point should be taken as the initial point of the vector, second vector. See, terminal point of the first vector must be taken as the initial point of the second vector B bar. So initial point of B bar should start here, and we have to draw a line parallel to this vector B bar and also having the same length. That means BC length is equal to PC length, and PQ and BC are parallel. So this vector is also B bar. Then and put an arrow. Then that will give you A bar plus B bar. Okay. First vector, no change. At the terminal point of the second vector, you take the initial point of the second vector. First vector initial point, second vector terminal point, you join them, then that is nothing but A bar plus B bar. That is the triangle law of addition of vectors. Suppose if you take another point D, same length, this length and this length are same, but direction just opposite. That means BC bar, BD bar just opposite in direction. Then BD bar is represented by what? Negative of the vector B bar, that is minus B bar. Because length is same but direction is opposite, minus B bar. So this is A bar, that is minus B bar. Therefore this vector will be A bar plus minus B bar. That means A bar minus B bar. So this vector is, this is A, that is B. So this is A bar plus B bar. This is A bar, this is minus B bar. So therefore this is A bar minus B bar. This triangle law of addition of vectors can be extended to not only 2 vectors, 3 vectors, 4 vectors, 5 vectors like this. For example here, see, if you extend it to more vectors, then it is called polygon law of vector addition. First vector AB bar, second vector BC bar, third vector CD bar, next vector DE bar, next vector EF bar, next vector FG bar. All these vectors if you add, then finally you will get AG bar. Finally you will get AG bar. See, that is what is written here. B, terminal point of the first vector, is the initial point of the second vector. Second vector terminal point, initial point of the next vector. Third vector terminal point, initial point of the next vector. Fourth vector terminal point, initial point of the next vector. This vector's terminal point, next vector's initial point. Finally you have to take the starting letter A and the ending letter G. We call it AG bar. This is adding 6 vectors. See, these vectors, even though I have shown them in the same plane, the vectors need not be in the same plane. So I cannot show 3-dimensional figure here, is it not? So that is why I have shown all the vectors in the same plane, but some of them may go out of the plane also. From D it may go out like this, E, F like that. So they need not be coplanar. So this law of addition of the vectors is polygon law of addition of the vectors. Any number of vectors can be added using this law. Okay. Okay, students. Parallelogram law we'll see tomorrow. Time is up. We may again meet in the next class. Thank you. Okay, now we're pike.